ready to come on the air. We actually have a television in where we do our own hair and our own makeup, and I had it on the news. And they were doing an update on Hurricane Ida, which was about a week ago, right? And I was shocked. I thought, oh, they're probably gonna talk about Louisiana first, and they didn't. They actually talked about New Jersey first. And they were reviewing the tornadoes that spun off of Ida's kind of fragments, and talking about how many people had lost power and loss of lives and flooding that was just unexpected and just crazy stuff that went on. Then they went to Louisiana and said, all right, let's update you on how the folks in Louisiana are doing. And here's what they said, and it shocked me. I just heard this probably about an hour and a half ago. They said there's still 500,000 people without power in the state of Louisiana right now. It's been almost a week since Ida blew through. On top of that, the same news story said the electric companies are saying it could be a week or weeks before they're going to be able to get power back to a lot of these people. They were saying weeks. Well, we know if we lose power in a storm, we're 2 hours in, we're starting to go, please, please, lights, can you just flash? Can that power just come on? Can I hear the TV come back on? We wait for that because we know we're so desperate when we're without power. Well, imagine if you have to go for multiple hours, multiple days, and then worse, yes, multiple weeks without power. What do you do? We've got the answer right here, and look at that. You can literally pick it up and carry it around. This can actually power up to 12 devices, including things like refrigerators, which we'll get to in just a second. Here's your opportunity to get this, be proactive, and then if something does happen and you lose power, that's the last of your worries, not the first thing you're worrying about. Now, why is this a big deal? We bought every single one of the EcoFlow Deltas that they made. We have every one, it's their brand new model. No one else has this, and this is important. We will not be getting this back potentially for months and months and months and months, probably well past winter, that we'll ever have these back in stock. And we've got them just for today. Now here's what we did. If you wanna get just the EcoFlow, the Delta, you can, that's fine. It's $799.99, again, on sale, really nice savings. What I highly recommend, and what most of you have done, is this version right here. And this is the same EcoFlow, but it comes with the solar panel. And I do want to show you this because everything packs up so nice and so neatly. Now, normally we sell the solar panels and they're $300 by themselves. So you have a $400 savings. It's like getting the solar panel and saving an additional $100 on top of that when you get the solar version. Why get the solar version? Because just like folks now, unfortunately in Louisiana, they're not just a few hours without power, they're potentially weeks without power. You will never be without power if you have the solar panel, because indeed this does have to be recharged once it runs out of power. Well, if you don't have it for a couple of days or weeks, you wanna grab the solar. So I highly recommend our lowest price we have, lowest price we found anywhere, and it's only for today. That's a really big deal. You can't wait till tomorrow and expect to see today's offer. We also are including free shipping. That's a lot of savings right there. And we have 5 flex pays. So what you do is use a major credit card and you can spread your payments out over 5 months and you get it right away. Other places, people have scrambled to get them. They're trying to be proactive. They're, because of the supply chain issues that everybody's having, you're just not gonna find these. But we guarantee we have these in stock, and we guarantee it's gonna get out to you in 7 to 10 days, which is awesome. All right, we have Justin Hyatt who's rejoining me. He's gonna walk through what makes this version so different and all the new improvements we have in our latest version. So Justin, welcome back.
Yeah, great to be back. For a lot of you, exciting for you as well, because you're the very first people to even set your eyes on the brand new launch of the EcoFlow Delta 900. And what this is a true power station, as Suzanne was saying, but it's the latest and greatest from one of the leaders in the industry of these power stations. The evolution of batteries that we've seen just the past few years, what we're seeing with cars moving to electric vehicles, is now what we're seeing with gas generators, propane generators, moving to electric generators like we're seeing here, what we're considering the 21st century of such, a 21st century generator that only weighs 23 pounds, that does not need gas, it does not need any oil or maintenance, that can run your life and power the majority of your home appliances and the big stuff, not just the little stuff, which are still important, our phones and our tablets, but also the really important stuff like a refrigerator. Now, I want to show you how simple and easy this is. I'm not running to the garage to grab it. It's not an 80-pound generator. There is nothing easier than just taking the plug. And I want to show you that the refrigerator is off. I'm going to turn the unit around, and then I'll give you kind of a nice little up close tour of it in the back here, where we've got 5 AC outlets. I'll open this door one more time so you guys can see. In 3, 2, 1, we've got light, we've got power to our refrigerator. That means the hundreds of dollars worth of food that we've got in here is going to stay cool. In the freezer, it's not going to defrost and start to melt all over our kitchen. Now, here's what's nice about it. On the very front is going to be not only the 3 USB and 1 USB-C to plug in those little electronics, but a full LCD display. So there we can see exactly how much power we're pulling, how much power we have left, all the way down to the minute. But one of the great parts is why we can do big appliances, because we have Xboost technology, which is proprietary to EcoFlow, which means we can actually power up to 1,800-watt appliances. That means heating elements like a stovetop oven, which we've got here, countertop oven. So I can just simply plug this into the back, and now we've got not just cold food, but we've got hot food. If you know somebody's been without power for weeks on end, you know the importance of being able to have hot food. Now, it might not be a countertop oven. It could possibly be a microwave. And you can see some of the examples that we have here. Even a countertop induction burner. Look at that, 2,000 watts, that mini refrigerator, a coffee maker. I know that can fall under the necessities of some of us out there. A fluorescent lamp, most of us probably going to be using LED, a rice cooker, a television, all of those different things that really just scratches the surface. And then, of course, we talked about the coffee maker, our necessities like a light and a fan. And really what I want you to consider is the portability of this. You can see just how small and compact. At 23 pounds, we can take this anywhere we want. And then that brings me to the importance of having the solar panel, which we really want to continue to hit on, because this makes this so great. Because now it's not just a power station. It all of a sudden turns into a solar generator. Actually, Suzanne, do you see what I've got set up right here? This actually, I want to show you, you're showing the case. The case not only is a protective case, it is actually a stand for your solar panel. So you can, yeah, so it's like a little kickstand. So you set that up, you open up your solar panel, and now you've got a solar generator where in just a few hours you can use your solar panel outside to recharge your unit, not running to the gas station when everybody else is running to the gas station, not having to worry about propane. So for those of you who live in apartments or condos, finally an answer for you to have your own, what you were coming to steal it from you, Suzanne, a power plant, because I think that's a perfect way of saying you've got your own power plant at home and not having to feel like you're at the mercy of the power plant to finally get power to you when you can have power at home whenever you need it for fun and, of course, those emergencies.
Well, Justin, you make such a great point, too. And remember, this is continuous. So, again, once you set up the solar panel, so, again, the storms pass, everybody's, freaking out around you. You set this up, and this is going to continuously power this, because this will have to be recharged. Once you go through all the power, you'll recharge it. And actually, it's one of the fastest recharging, in fact, the fastest recharging power unit that's out there. And Justin will explain that in just a second. But by adding the solar panel, here's what happens. People will get just that, and then they'll come back and say, you know what? Darn it, we really should have gotten that solar panel. Because that's the problem. You go, oh, shoot, we probably should have gotten it. What'll happen is you'll spend $799 and then have to do another $300 on top of that, whereas you can get all of this, $400. You can get all of this for $400 off what the normal price of $1,300 would be. This is the better of the two value. And again, you never have to worry about recharging this because you're going to have the sun and let it use its natural recharging power with the unit to recharge such a heavy-duty little power plant. All right, Justin, I know you have more to show us. And by the way, by far, this is the more popular of the two options. Again, you can get just this if you want to. That's fine. It just, to me, makes so much more sense to include the solar panel because you don't have to buy it separately. 2 different shipping. It's going to be much higher price tomorrow. This is your chance to be able to get the full set. And a lot of times we'll offer this and sell out of the solar panel and not even have it in stock anymore. So it's a perfect time to pick it up. Justin, you were telling me, and I think this is important, this was actually off camera when we chatted on the phone, there are no more of these. Can you kind of explain what happened?
Yeah, when we talk about the supply chain, that's a real thing. I mean, you talk to anybody who's in the industry, it's very hard when we talk about microchips, semiconductors, all of those different things. We have such a great relationship with EcoFlow. They launched their brand new launch of their brand new product here with us. But what they did was they said, we're going to give you every single one of the units that we have. We're going to send it to you, and nobody else has them. So when we say when these are gone, it's going to be months. Yeah, because the production line is going to be a long time before you're going to even see them back. And when they are back, guess what? They're not going to be at the price that you're seeing them now. So this is a great opportunity to pick it up. And you even mentioned the solar panels, Suzanne. We go through solar panels like that, even when it's not a TS.
Yep.
So when we come back, we're not even sure how many solar panels we're going to have as just standalone solar panels. So definitely want to kind of really consider that. And we talked about being proactive, not reactive, because by the time you're reacting, it's too late. So when we're thinking about doing all of these different things and you're wanting to make sure, hey, can I handle this? Do you think you can handle an 80-pound gas generator? Maybe you want nothing to do with that. Here's what's nice. One touch of a button, we're going to be able to power up our lights, our fans, but now we have true portable power where I can go ahead and pick this up and walk with this. We're going to actually go ahead and walk to the bedroom because I want you to think about, we lose power. How are we going to take a generator? Are we going to really take an extension cord all the way through our house, through the front door, through the window? What are we going to do? Here's what's great. I'm going to set this down. I'm going to bring it right here into the bedroom, and I'm going to set the light down on top here. Again, only weighs 20 pounds. And now I want to set the stage for a lot of you who use CPAP machines, who maybe use nebulizers. If you have a CPAP machine, this is a $700 CPAP machine. You've invested a lot of money because why? Because you need it. It's important for you and your health to be able to actually have a great night's sleep and be able to breathe easy. How about a fan so that you're not sitting in a hot house? Of course, hurricane season, unfortunately, falls during summertime, which means it gets very hot when you don't have power. I think about medical devices like this, the scene where if you lose power, how about at nighttime? You want to be able to power this up. And then the next day, we're getting out of bed and we need to recharge our unit. Well, guess what? That's why we have the solar panel. So the confidence that you're going to get when you get this at home, and the first thing that I did, Suzanne, I got it, I was like, I got to check this solar panel out. This is super cool. I set it up outside. It recharged the whole unit. I was just like, man, think about technology and where we're at. This is it. We really are in the future. We are truly in the future now because this is the latest and greatest from one of the leaders, like I said, in the industry. And we've got every single one of the units that they have of the brand new unit like we were showing you here with the Delta 900.
Well, and to your point, Justin, too, I was talking about with that solar panel, I was watching the news again, you can't help but watch the news lately, and they were talking about the dangers of gas-powered generators because they were doing a story on the results of Ida. And they said, oh my gosh, so many people actually die from carbon monoxide poisoning because you can't smell it. You don't know what's in the air because they're using the generator wrong. They have it indoors. Even if they put it in their garage and kind of open the garage door a little bit, no, it's got to be well ventilated. Now imagine you're in the dead of winter and your power's out. You're gonna have your generator all the way out 20 feet away from your house in the open, and it's snowing. Like, you know, that's just a mixture for a mess, right? And who's gonna be trudging out there wiping off the generator to keep it going? Plus they're loud, they're really complicated, like between the pull cords or whatever you have to get going, and you've gotta find gas. So what happens? You gotta trudge out, you gotta hope you get to gas, you gotta mix the gas with the other stuff. We had two of them a long time ago. I couldn't even pick them up. I couldn't even move them. They were so heavy. I'm not even sure they worked. We had them for so many years. This is the wave of the future. You don't have to have that whole mess, but you want that proactive sense of security, knowing that when you lose power, you're gonna be okay. You've got power in this brilliant, smart unit. The only problem is, do you get it now? Because of two things. Number one, if it sells out, that's it. Again, we won't have them back for months and months and months. Everybody's having a supply chain issue, all right? On top of that, you're gonna spend more money. Who wants to spend more money if you don't have to? And please remember, and I think this is an interesting fact, more power outages happen in the wintertime than any other time of the year. Guess what? We're September. Guess what's coming? That would be winter. So again, if you buy it today, you're not the person who has that emergency and somebody's running out to the hardware store desperate to buy any powered, messy generator they can get their hands on because you've lost power. Just have it at home, order it now. You've got our best deal we've ever done, lowest price, latest model. You cannot find it anywhere else. We have the exclusive. We bought every last one that EcoFlow made, and we bought it for one single day. So tonight at midnight, even if I have a few left after Shannon's with us, the price goes way up. It's not a $10 increase. On the solar version, it's a $400 increase just because you waited until tomorrow, and you'll still be happy with it. You'll still be like, well, I feel better. I know, and I have the sense of security that I've got food, and if you don't have ready to go food, we've got that available. I've got power, and those people right now in Louisiana and all the way up, everybody who's without power going up to New Jersey, New York area, I bet you they'd spend $1 million to have this right now. And they're thinking, daggone it, if only we would have been ready. Because who knew basements were gonna flood in New York? I mean, that, and again, our hearts go out to the people who've been lost and the lives have been so damaged, and we're praying for all you guys. But the weirdest things happen at the most unexpected times. You don't want to be caught off guard. So maybe you're watching this right now because you're supposed to get this, because you go, oh, you know what? I never want to be in that situation. Or maybe you were. Sandy left so many people up in the New Jersey area in such a tough situation. Maybe you've had that experience. You probably know someone who's lost power for several days, either here in Florida or Texas or Houston. Gosh knows they had, you know what, hurricanes and then ice over the winter. My friend in Houston, she just went through so much. You gotta be prepared, you gotta be ready, and why not be proactive and just say, you know what, I'm gonna do it today. We got 2 ways to make it easier on you. Is number 1, we have 5 flex pays and free shipping. This whole deal you see down below me is gonna go away at midnight. So 5 flex free shipping, what does that mean? You made your credit card, spread your payments out over 5 months. But if you get your HSN card out, here's an even better deal. We're gonna spread your payments over 18 months on this today's special. Now, if you don't have the card, apply, get approved, save $40 in the first purchase, and use that VIP financing. You can do that right now if you want to. But this is the perfect time to get your card out, because then it's gonna really spread your payments out over 18 months using your card. One last thing I love in all of our electronics is Protection Plus. Basically, if anything happens to this stuff, they're gonna fix it, it's hassle-free, there's no deductibles, there are absolutely no surprises, so please learn more about that on hsn.com. Justin, I have more for you to share with us. I really love that CPAC, because I know you've moved on from that, but also people are on dialysis at home. They've got a lot, this literally could save someone's life.
Yeah, I mean, you read the reviews. I mean, they're on the other Delta talking about dialysis machines. We talked about the CPAP machine, a nebulizer. I suffer from asthma my whole entire life. Of course, it's Murphy's Law. We lose power. I can't find my inhaler. What am I going to do? We're in the middle of a storm. I'm not going to necessarily rush over to an emergency room. This is a great way to know I have that peace of mind. One of the things that you just talked about, I was thinking, if we were presenting a gas generator, Suzanne, everybody who's in an apartment or condo would be like, well, that would be nice, but I can't have it, right? This is going to be perfect for everybody, and especially any of you who do live in those apartments or condos, because now you finally do have that option. Now you can actually have that generator that you've been wanting to have for the emergency situations, for your CPAP. And one of the things I forgot to mention even while I was in there, Suzanne, was think about it. We have basically a generator right next to our bed that's completely silent, that has no fumes. But the other thing, my uncle actually texted me in between the presentations. He said, Justin, it's not just campgrounds at 10 o'clock. HOAs don't even allow you to run your generator after 10 o'clock. So this is a great option for you. Maybe you run your generator during the day, but maybe you've got this for in the middle of the night for your CPAP machine and for your refrigerator. And since I do have a lot of the different electronics in front of me, I want to kind of bring the camera a little close, give you a quick little tour of the front here and show you the 3 different USB ports that we have on the front. Because you talked about Sandy, we have a neighbor right over here who actually went through Sandy. He still mentions it and still talks about it. He's like, one of the biggest things we were trying to find a place where we can actually just charge, just the simple thing of charging our phone, just to be able to tell everybody, hey, we're okay. What's going on? Just the simple idea of communication was completely taken away from them. It's amazing how far we can step back in what feels like turning to cavemen and cavewomen in just a few hours without electricity. And then, of course, if you do work from home, having Wi-Fi and having your computer for any of those meetings, even for a lot of those kids, because you know what happens? Somebody might be positive, and all of a sudden we got to be at home for 2 weeks and be working from home or school from home. Well, this is a great way to do that. And then outside of that, this is the big separation of just emergency is This is so perfect for all of the fun things like this weekend, Labor Day weekend. You're going to be outside. You're going to be out by the barbecue. At least I hope you will be. And then, of course, the TV, maybe actually tailgating. You're not lifting an 80-pound gas generator into a tailgate by yourself. How about having this to tailgate during the, pre-game and before the football game, because football season's finally here, having a fan outside. Suzanne, you're a tennis player, right?
Yes.
Okay, I love playing tennis, so maybe we'll have to link up one time. But here's something that's going to blow your mind. I brought the fan out there to the tennis court. Total game changer. Bring the fan out. Total
awesome.
Game changer.
Well, Justin, I'll tell you what I love too. I love showing all the camping footage. Like if you love to camp, again, you're not going to fire up a generator and all the gas and the mess. And you're like, man, I'd love to have a fan while I'm sleeping in the tent. I mean, that's my idea of glamping, right? Or again, the tailgate. If you get the Fire Stick and you've got a hotspot on your phone, you literally could watch the game on your TV at the tailgate. How much fun would that be? And maybe it's the family reunion. You want to have music going and you have no power because it's going to be in a picnic area. You've got this. Maybe you've got an outdoor grill you're going to take. As long as it's not over 1,800 watts, you have an outdoor grill you want to take because you're taking the family to the local park and you're grill hamburgers. Hey, guess what? You're going to take this with you. Again, it is a big issue. And wintertime, just so you'll know, because we all have to be prepared, wintertime is wintertime is the time that we lose power most in any season of the year. You know, here in Florida, we always think hurricane season, but honestly, it's the winter time where most people lose power. So now you're going to be ready. The timing couldn't be more perfect. And I'm sure you've seen the news. It's heartbreaking what people are going through right now. And some people have been trying to stay at their homes to protect their homes, and they're giving up, and now they're getting in line and they're going to shelter because they don't have any AC or no fans. They don't have any fresh food because their fridge isn't working. They've tried to hang on for a week, and literally now they're lining up to get on buses to be taken somewhere else where they can get power. We're talking potentially weeks without power. Now, all of those issues dissolve instantly. And again, you want to make sure, in my opinion, that you get the one with the solar panel because you'll have to buy it separately. And as Justin said, we have a terrible time keeping the panels in stock because people will buy just the unit and then they come back and go, you know what, that really was smart to get the panel. And they're spending almost $300. In fact, when I started and I came into work, we had about 300 solar panels left, just the panels. We have 180 now. So a lot of people already had the unit, but didn't buy the solar panel. And now guess what? It's okay. They're willing to spend the full $300 to get it because I've got them back in stock. But you're not going to have to do that. You're saving $400 off our normal HSN price because you're also getting the solar panel with this option. That personally is what I would go for because now you have continuous power. You don't have to worry about trying to take this somewhere, plug it in, and recharge it. This is going to give you continuous power because you're going to let the sun do the powering of the unit for you. And Justin, I do want to talk about charging speeds or recharging speeds because obviously you're going to see on the little counter here in the front, this little LED screen, you're going to see how much power you have left in here. What should we expect when we have to charge this back up?
Yeah, one of the coolest things that you're going to notice when you finally get this at home and you plug it in, see that display? It is going to tell you exactly how much time you've got left to recharge it all the way up to 100%. It's a really cool visual, but here's the greatest part about EcoFlow. Across every single one of their units that they have, every model that they have, we have extreme technology. It's completely proprietary to EcoFlow. There's the fastest recharge rate in the industry from 0 to 80% in under an hour. 0 to 80% to recharge a 23-pound electric power station like this in under an hour. That's unheard of. An hour and a half to 100%. So if you're thinking we need to get prepared quickly, this is a great way to do it. By the time you start packing everything up and maybe you're just hitting the road to the tailgate or maybe putting this in the RV, in no time at all, you'll be able to recharge the unit. One of the great parts about that as well is to go hand in hand with your solar panel as well. So after you need to recharge this, and by the way, I do have to just kind of clarify, that's when you plug it into the wall unit. You can actually recharge it as well. We also give you the DC adapters. You can recharge it in your car if you needed to do that as well. Of course, that's why we recommend picking up the solar panel. But I want to show you, this has 5 different AC outlets right here, 3-prong AC outlets. Not only do we have the fastest recharge rate, but we have something called Xboost technology. So this not only can run at 1,400 watts, but you can boost it up to 1800 watts. So you can do big appliances like this guy. So what we're gonna do really quickly is I'm gonna open up this refrigerator so you can see real time. Obviously it's off, right? Just keep an eye on that. I'm gonna plug it in and it's gonna kick on. So now we got cold food, right? This is a great peace of mind, but what didn't we do? We did not run to the gas station to get gas for our generator. We certainly did not figure out how to get an extension cord all the way through our home and have to worry about where we're gonna put the generator. We don't have to worry about when's the last time we've run our gas generator, the maintenance that's involved in that. Simple, streamlined. This is the 21st century version of a generator. And then I wanna show you as well, because it goes up to 1800 watts, we can also do heating elements like this, a countertop oven. So this is not just cold food, this is hot food. And how much money do you have in your refrigerator right now? The freezer, the worst thing that we've all experienced is we come home, oh my goodness, we've been out of power. I didn't realize that, and everything in the freezer is now defrosted. In 4 hours, food in your refrigerator can go bad. All of the other high wattage appliances, like for instance, we also have a blender right here. These are just little things that I want you to consider. A coffee maker. When we want to have the true necessities, not just feeling like we're off the grid camping, Suzanne, feeling like maybe we're off the grid because we're out of power like we've been talking about for days on end. That can feel like off the grid. This is a great way to continue to power all of those things and power them for days on end and weeks on end because we have the solar panel. I know we're getting very limited, but because we have that solar panel, now the combination of this with your power station, you've got a solar generator where you can recharge your unit and be able to recharge it without gas and propane just by fueling it from the sun. That is true peace of mind.
Now, Justin, also explain, you can actively use this while you have the solar panel hooked up to it.
Yeah, great point, because this is one of the coolest things as well is if I have this set up outside, maybe we're out at the pool tomorrow because it's Labor Day weekend, while the solar panel is powering the unit, I can still have my phones plugged in, my tablets plugged in, and also recharging those simultaneously. So it does have that pass-through charging, so you don't have to worry about that. The other thing I want to mention too is obviously, if you're picking up the bundle, you're getting the solar panel. What's nice though is you can actually get another solar panel and be using 2 solar panels to recharge your unit and be recharging it even faster.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that too. So you can connect 2 together to charge this up. And we do have the solar panels just by themselves. Unfortunately, I have about 100 left. Okay, here's an update for you. I know Shannon's coming up a little bit later on. We're not gonna take another look at this until 9 o'clock. So we're a good, 2.5 hours away. If you want to get the EcoFlow with the solar panel, this version you're seeing right here, I would absolutely order it now because we will sell several hundred of these between now and when Shannon comes up with it at 9 o'clock. We have less than 1,300 available here. That's it. That's all we have, and we bought every last one that EcoFlow has. We will not even have this on the air or even make it available at full price on HSN. I'm sure we wish you could get more in, but this won't even be on hsn.com because, again, of that supply chain issue all of us are having. This is gonna be a very tough item for even us to get back in. We bought every one they had for one single day, and you're looking at it right here. And I only have less than 2,000 left total between either the solar version or the non-solar version. The vast majority of it, so smart, go for the solar. Use our 5 Flex, use our VIP financing if you have your HSN card. Hopefully you'll never have to use it for an emergency. My hope is you will only use this for fun things like camping and family reunions and barbecues and gets-togethers and picnics in the park where you want to have music and tailgating. I hope you always use it for the blessed events in your life. But if something really bad happens, you know how it is. Have you lost power for just a couple of hours? We start to get really worried. We're like, oh my gosh, when's it coming back on? And you know how funny it is, that relief when you see the lights start to flicker and then it comes all back on? And your relief is like, oh, thank goodness we have power again. Now imagine you're through your first night, no power. Now you're through your next night, still no power. And you keep, calling the electric company saying, when you're gonna get to our neighborhood, when you're gonna get power. Ma'am, we're trying. Ma'am, we're trying, or sir, we're trying. You will be the one house in the neighborhood actually have some lights on. You'll be the one house that actually can still use that CPAC machine, which could literally save a life. You'll be the one house that actually has a fan running so everybody's not smoking hot. Or you've got a heater running because it's the middle of winter and you can all gather around it in one room and not be freezing cold. Because we've got to think about it. Winter is I keep getting this goofed up. It statistically says that wintertime is the time that people lose power the most. It's ice storms, it's winter storms, it's power outages. We know what happens. You know, someone gets an accident, hits a utility pole, brings it down. There's a million reasons why we lose power in the winter, but it is the time we most often lose power is wintertime. So you're getting it right now, and then you sit back and don't worry about it. I love the idea. Don't be reactive. So many people will go through a tragedy and they've learned their lesson, like, oh, I'm getting a generator. Oh, I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna be ready. No, be proactive. And then if something does happen to happen, you don't have to worry about it. Your most important worry, having power, has now become your least important worry because you've got this in your home and it's ready to go. All right, Justin, I know you have some more to share with us. What do you want to talk about? Oh, actually, we'll do this. Can you go through the back of the machine? We covered the front, but let's talk about the back.
Yeah, let me just twist this around really quickly. I'm just going to set this down. I'm going to unplug everything really quickly, and then I'll bring you guys up and close really quick. And then we'll plug everything back in. I don't know if we can bring up close. Oh, I'm sorry. You're showing it right there. Sure. I'm sorry. If we want to show up here or wherever, we've got 5 AC outlets on the back right here, 3-prong as well. And then right here, this little tab, this is where we're going to be able to plug our unit in. This is how we're going to be able to recharge it via the wall unit. We'll show you that in the studio right now. And be able to recharge it from 0 to 80% using that wall outlet in under an hour. This is where we're going to connect not only our solar panel, but we're also giving you that DC adapter. So if you needed to go ahead and plug it into your vehicle, you can. We also have a DC adapter right here. So maybe you're thinking about going camping, and a lot of those little air mattresses, of course, use those little DC adapters. You can do that. This is how we actually turn on these AC outlets. So we don't want to necessarily leave this on because maybe we don't want to be running anything that's right here. And then I'll just twist that around and you'll be able to see all of the little stuff in the front. I know we've gone over, just go over it really quickly. LCD display to be able to see exactly how much power, USB-C for any of those brand new electronics, fast USB charge, and then 2 more USBs. And then right here is a Wi-Fi hotspot. Now, why would we want that? Because when we hold that down, it accesses this and turns it on so that we can actually remotely connect via our phone, our app on our phone for Android or Apple, and then remotely, not having to get up and look at it, be able to see exactly how much power we've got. So it makes it simple, it makes it easy so that we can plug in all these different things, because you can plug 12 different things in simultaneously. Now, of course, if you got 12 things plugged in, of course you're gonna run the battery down a little quicker, but that way maybe you can actually monitor it. I'm just gonna set the light back up here and then show you how quickly we can just start plugging all of these different things in. We talked about camping and glamping. I do have a blow dryer. Don't have much hair for that anymore, but you still can if you wanted to go glamping. Our fan, I got to tell you, we mentioned it being summertime, but of course, summertime is hurricane season. When you're out of power, it can go from 70 degrees in the house to 97 degrees in the house like that. Don't feel like you're subject to sweating in a hot house, and we know that that can be dangerous in itself, and be able to have a light. And then also have that portable power, Suzanne, where maybe we don't want to be sitting in the living room. We're ready to go ahead and we're ready to move to bed. Well, now we can actually go ahead, unplug this. I'm all tangled up, of course. And then we can actually carry this to the bedroom and have that true portable power feeling where now we can set up wherever we want to be. Now, we can't do this with a gas generator. We can't do this with a propane generator. In fact, what we would be doing is we try and get the longest extension cord possible, because your generator needs to be at least 20 feet away from your home. Well, now we've got our brand new electric 21st century version of a generator in our bedroom by our bed so that we can run our CPAP machine. You talked about it, Suzanne, a dialysis machine, our nebulizer, a fan right by the bed so we're not sleeping, or well, that way we can actually sleep through the night with our covers on, not feeling like we're sweating. Great peace of mind. And then I do want you to consider, again, we keep mentioning it, but if you live in an apartment or condo, you can't get a gas generator. This is going to be perfect for you, especially if you do need a CPAP machine. Not maybe if you kind of need one. This is a $700 investment that you do need. then you're going to want to invest in something to make sure that this keeps running so that you keep breathing. This is a perfect way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to, honest to goodness, it could save a life. I mean, it just really is that basic. And, you know, I get to sell a lot of cool things here in HSN, a lot of fashions and beauty, and that's all great. But when it comes to a serious emergency, I think there's nothing more important, you know? You want to have that sense of security. You want to know that you're ready. And again, who would have ever thought people's basements would flood in New York City? Like, a friend of mine sent me this freakiest picture, and unfortunately, even some lives have been lost because of it. What a freak thing to happen, and you never expect it, right? So you're not prepared for it. But it could. Hopefully nothing will ever happen and you never have to use this in emergency. That is my prayer, that you never have an emergency where you have to use this. But if you do, it is a complete game changer, because the thing you worry about most now becomes the thing you worry about least, because you got power. No one else in everybody's house is going to be pitch black in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden they're like, how do they have a TV on? How in the world do they have a light on? Wait a minute, is she on her laptop? Wait a minute, I just want to charge my phone. Can I come over and use your thing to charge my phone? I mean, this really is one of the most crucial things you can have. It's your own home power plant. You know, you don't have to keep calling the power company and hoping they'll give you a better answer. You know without a doubt that you're ready to go, that you've got power. And again, I only go back to the solar because two things. Number one, a lot of people buy this unit and don't buy the solar. Then they come back and they pay the full price for the solar panel because they realize it's the perfect match. You now have endless power as opposed to having to recharge this, right? So get the solar panel now, why we have it bundled with it. I did an EcoFlow probably about 3 weeks ago. No solar panels in sight, not a single one available. We sold a ton of these just because people are getting proactive. They're being ready for the weather, right? Tonight, and this is really rare, we're actually offering them both together, and we took $400 off the price. So with our 5 Flex or our VIP financing, which is your HSN card over 18 months, you can even use your Q card if you shop with QVC. Your Zulily card works with us as well. You can spread your payments over 18 months, which is somewhere around like $44 and $55 according to which version you get, and you've got it paid off. Now, the last thing I want to mention on that point is we have 30 days. It's an unconditional money-back guarantee. I want you to get it at home. Please test it out. Walk around with it. Take it to the picnic, the class reunion, the family reunion, the tailgating, whatever it might be. Really use this. And if you aren't 100% happy with it, please send it back and we will refund your money. That's fine. We want you to be a really happy customer. But you're not going to get another chance to get this, especially having the solar panel included. Normally, we always sell it as what we call an upsell. It's always separate, and you have to pay full price for it and its own shipping. Now you can do it together. You get the unit and the panel. It's free shipping today, 5 flex pays today, the lowest price we've ever offered on a brand new model, and we bought every last one they had. So you cannot get this anywhere else except here at HSN. Now, if you can, Kevin, can you give me an update on the solar version? So the EcoFlow with the solar, we're down to basically the last 900 available for the rest of the day. There's 2 more airings. The next one I know is at 9 o'clock with Shannon. These are going to be sold out in the solar version in her shows. So if you're thinking about getting it, absolutely don't wait, because tomorrow you're going to go, oh, I wish I could have. Or right now, maybe you've lost power. Maybe you just got power back and you're like, man, we need to get that now, because we never want to have to go through what we just went through. Or maybe you're somebody who was in Houston when they had the horrible hurricane, the floods, and then had the ice last year. Boy, nobody wants to go through that again, right? But you're ready, you're prepared, you're proactive, as opposed to reacting in the state of an emergency, which is not a good position to be in. When you rather have a little bit of peace of mind knowing you're not going to be in that kind of trouble because you've got your own power plant. And when you get the solar power, it's continuous power without having to recharge this little guy. All right, Justin, I know you got a few more things you want to share with us, so I'm going to throw it back to you. I love this demo you're going to do.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of end with this because I love this too. This just really hits home with a lot of us. You know, we talk about being able to power so many things, but powering the big stuff in our lives. In fact, this can power up the majority of your home appliances because we can run up to 1,800 watts on this power station. So heating elements, your toasters, your coffee makers. But I love this because this is big, demonstrable, right? The unit isn't, but our appliances are. Now you're going to see lights on. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to unplug it just so you guys can see. The light's going to turn off. So we are using the power of the power station. I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in. Think about what we did not do. We certainly did not have to go run to the garage, try and figure out how we're going to go and put this the generator out in the yard 20 feet away, now have an extension cord that we're gonna have to run all the way through our home to get to our refrigerator. It's streamlined, it's simple. There's no gas and there's no maintenance because yes, the only maintenance that's involved in this is recharging it. A maintenance for your gas generator is oil, fuel. You gotta make sure you keep the fuel in the garage. Everything like that is now kaput. It's gone. You don't have to worry about that anymore. We still have all these other AC outlets so we can plug in more stuff. So keeping in mind that 1800 watts that we just talked about, we can actually not just have cold food, we can have hot food. So hundreds of dollars worth of food that we have in our refrigerator we need to keep cool, we can, but when we want to cook it, now we can cook it with a toaster. We can cook it with a stovetop, a countertop oven. Maybe we're thinking about even using other high wattage appliances like a blender. You can. And this just makes it simple. It gives you the confidence. And when you lose power on this, when you've run out of your power, we're going to move to our solar panel. Because instead of thinking, Suzanne, we better hop over and feel like we better go to the gas station now before everybody else does. By that time, guess what? Everybody's already there. The gas is already gone. This is your gas. This is your gas station. This is how you recharge your unit. And speaking of recharging it, roll on before we go. This is the fastest in the industry recharge rate, from 0 to 80% in under an hour. With your solar panel, just a few hours to recharge your unit. But now you're just using the sun. So it's not just being out of power for a day, but those weeks on end where now you have the power because you're just using the power of the sun to continue to live your life and feel a little bit confident, but also comfortable and be able to do all of those things simple with your power station.
Yeah, it's just really such a good combination, such a good time to be able to pick it up. Because remember, even though I couldn't say it correctly, it is a statistic that people lose power more often in the wintertime than any other season of the year. Boom, I got it out.
Nailed
right.
it.
There we
you
go.
Nailed
Finally,
it.
finally, I'm like, it will make sense eventually. All right, Justin, thank you so much. We'll see you later on tonight.
All right, see you, Suzanne.
All right, guys, so I do want to mention Protection Plus. We offer it on all of our electronics. It's pretty smart because if really anything kind of happens to this, we're going to take care of it for you. Hassle-free, no surprises, no deductibles. Please check out the details on hsn.com. Coming up next, I do want to show you this because sorry, thanks, Kevin. Mine arrived 2 days ago, and I